Oh wow. Hi friends, welcome to journal entry number 3. And you probably already noticed, I need to say right off the bat, or I want to say right off the bat, that I am purposely uploading this video completely unedited, raw, one take. And why am I doing that? I honestly thought it would help prove my point. You saw the title of this entry. After something extremely random and small earlier today, it got me thinking that it's actually insane how distracted everyone is these days. And that includes me, by the way. So I don't want this to come across as like everyone else is a problem and I'm perfect, because girl, no, that is far from the truth. But all right, let's just jump right into it. So I'm literally parked on my college campus right now. I literally just got done with my long day of classes, but I was like, I can't drive home without dumping this on my mind. So today's Thursday, and the way my classes are scheduled is kind of inconvenient, and I have a long break. Usually during that long break, I just study, get work done, right? But today I was starving because I overslept and didn't eat breakfast, so I decided to head on over to Starbucks so that I could get through my last class without dying. So I went to Starbucks and I was waiting for my drink and my food, and I looked around me and I noticed that every single person who was either waiting in line or waiting for their order was on their phone. It was something super small that I noticed, and I'm like, dang. Then I walked to my class and I noticed pretty much everyone I walked past had headphones on. And when I'm, driving home, I'm listening to music, right? So you're probably like, well, Hayley, what's your point here, right? I just think it's crazy how disconnected everyone actually is from the amazing world around them. People always talk about how our generation kind of struggles with feeling a sense of belonging, and how socializing is honestly dying, and just because third places are dying and whatnot. Anyway, that's besides the point, but it kind of connects to this, and how people don't talk to each other anymore. People don't just, I feel like this sounds creepy, but just be present in the moment. I was gonna say observe, but I feel like that's creepy to be like, I'm observing people. That's not what I meant, but I think you kind of get what I mean, how just people are just not present. And it's kind of insane. I just realized that uploading this completely unedited is probably gonna show how boring I am without editing to help me out. So literally, since everyone is so distracted, their minds probably already wandered off, and half the people that have clicked on this video have already said, see ya. Oh wow, someone's in a hurry. That was a siren if you can't hear. Anyways, so where was I? Oh yeah, so I feel like how I'm explaining this, it might come off as if I'm lumping stimulation, entertainment, dopamine, and distraction all in one, as if they're the same thing. And oh my gosh, I'm distracted by the ambulance. And that's not what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, but I think they're all interconnected is what I'm trying to say. I think that it's just crazy how these days people can't just sit in empty space. People can't stand being bored. In fact, I think I read once that one of our brain's least favorite things is being bored. So we do anything and everything to entertain ourselves, right? And I think a lot of people just don't realize that those quick little moments of empty space, a lot of times it's all of 30 seconds or a minute, scrolling on Instagram real fast. It's just, I think a lot of people, like I said, including myself, don't realize how distracting those things actually are, right? And a lot of times it will snowball. You see a notification and you're like, oh, I got a DM, whatever. You end up scrolling on Instagram for an hour and you're like, oh my God, where'd the time go? Could have been doing something productive, but instead I'm distracted, right? And I want to tie that in with how I noticed how disconnected and distracted, in my opinion, everyone seemed to be around me, right? Distracted in the sense of distracted from the present moment and the world around them, right? To say it again, I thought to myself, how much more could I get done in this life if I just wasn't so distracted? And back to my point of how, chasing cheap dopamine and entertainment and finding any way to stimulate your brain is kind of connected to distraction, right? Well, to expand on that, maybe this is just me lacking discipline and willpower, I don't know, but I'm like, dude, I was just thinking last night how I'm like, okay, I probably should have spent more time studying for a quiz that I had today, but I didn't. And I thought to myself, what did I do with that time? Cheap dopamine, cheap pleasures, watching YouTube videos, right? Once again, this could just be a sign of lack of discipline, right? But what I realize is just, even if you're consciously aware of the fact that you're distracting yourself from something you should be doing, it's so easy to be distracted and almost not care. I don't know if I verbalized my thoughts well, but it's just so easy to be distracted, And kind of speaking on social media and YouTube, this is a whole nother video, so I don't want to dive too deep into this, but I was kind of thinking, so, okay, back up here. A little while back, I completely deleted social media for, was it 3 weeks? 3 weeks-ish, right? I literally deleted the apps off my phone. And it's literally something that I realized after that dopamine detox, if you will, was that I struggled to figure out who I was, what I wanted out of life, what goals to set for myself, what I should be chasing, like in terms of dreams and goals. I didn't know the answer to those things because I was so distracted by everyone on social media telling me who I should be, telling me what I want, what I should want, telling me what I should be doing. It's all noise. And I'm like, I just willingly exposed myself to that. And for a while, I knew that that was a problem. I was like, this is just so overwhelming. But quite honestly, it was addicting and I couldn't stop. So then I was like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I'm just deleting everything, right? Anyways, I got a little sidetracked there, but my point is, all in all, is that I just think it's crazy how I feel like, honestly, unknowingly, how distracted, like us as a whole, how distracted we all are from the present moment, from just existing in the world. And I try to kind of figure out like why that is. I'm like, it's just kind of weird that we're accustomed to those behaviors of like, we literally just think it's awkward, right? And I'm like, why do we think it's awkward? I don't know, but I think we can all agree it is. Like, that's why people distract themselves with external stimulus. I feel like I said that really weird, but you get what I mean? People distract themselves because it's awkward, it's uncomfortable, right? But then you just kind of think, why? I feel like no one else in the world was thinking about this, but I'm like, I don't know, okay? Anyways, oh, I've been rolling for 9 minutes. Dude, I need to tell another quick story because this just brings flashbacks that totally, it's relevant to what I'm saying here. Me and my brother went on a trip to Florida a couple years back, and we were just sitting at the gate. We were really early, like 2 hours early probably. We were sitting at the gate, and we were just talking to each other, just sitting there and talking. And then we looked around, and we realized that of all the hundreds of people in the room, because this is a big airport, a lot of people were waiting at their gates, right? Over 100 people for sure. And me and my brother were literally everyone is on their phone. Like, we could count on one hand how many people did not have a digital device of some sort in front of them that they were just engrossed in, right? And I remember my brother said, he goes, Hayley, I bet if I just stood up, did a running start cartwheel, and crashed into that pile of luggage over there, none of these people would notice. And I'm like, true. Once again, all comes back to the point that people are just so disconnected, distracted. I feel like, honestly, now that I'm talking, distracted is probably not the word that's best to describe all this. But once again, I think you can kind of pick up what I'm laying down. And like I said, this is a journal, so I'm just kind of word vomiting. Clearing this mind of mine that's just always running. Anyways, when you click off of this video, do something productive. Honestly, get off YouTube right now. Exit out of my video. Get off my channel. I feel like in the back of your head, there's probably something you know that you should be doing, but you're distracting yourself with this. So, go away, guys. Go away. Because that does it for this journal entry. Thanks so much for listening to my yapping. And thanks for being my paper, per usual. And I'll see you for entry number 4. Bye!